Hi, this is Miss Andrea. I'm an eco-station at the Children's Museum of Houston, and I'm going to be working with you today on a project I really like, which is the wood slice ornament. It's a nice little Christmas ornament. I like these because in the back you can put the year, and you can keep them on your tree so that you know some of the things that were going on that year. I am doing this project with the funding from Strake Foundation. Thank you, Strake Foundation. And I hope that you enjoy this project. So the materials that you'll need for today, obviously a wood slice. So you can get this, I always get mine from a piece of fallen wood at my house or something if I have to cut off a piece off of a tree. You're going to need some sandpaper to make it smooth. Optional is if you have a magnifying lens, you can use that to kind of take a look at the rings and some of the features on here. Ribbon, some paintbrushes, hot glue, and for cutting this, I used a bandsaw. That this is a coping saw. You can use a coping saw. Now, when I say you, I mean your adult helper, because some of the tools are dangerous, like the hot glue gun and the whatever you use to cut the wood slice. So you need to have an adult help you with that part. So that's basically all you need for this project. Okay, so if you have seen some of my other videos, you know I like to use natural materials. Tree parts are really one of my favorite ones. The wood slices is just, usually I have to cut some of the branches off of my trees, and I don't like to just waste that. So what I do is I save them, I bring them inside and let them dry out really good, and then I cut them into slices. So this is a tree slice. I used a bandsaw, but you can use a hand saw, or your adult helper can do that. And then once you've done that, there's some pretty interesting things about tree slices. If you're looking at slice from an actual trunk, you can count the number of rings, and that will tell you how old that tree is. The other thing that you can tell is if the bands are really far apart, that was a really good growth year. There was probably like a lot of water, a lot of rainfall. During drought periods, these rings will probably be a lot closer together. Not as much rain, not as much growth. So you can learn a lot from looking at a tree slice. You can even see on some of them where they have like a little disruption. That's usually where a branch was growing and got cut down. And the other thing that is interesting about trees is because they not only grow up, they grow out. And right here underneath the bark is the area called cambium, and that is the growth area. So this is the area that's responsible for growing every year and expanding the trunk of the tree. Now, the ones that we're using today, they're not part of the tree trunk, and so when you count the rings on them, say there's 8 rings, that's only how long the branch has been there. The tree is going to have a lot more rings because this is not going to show all the growth from the tree. When you cut these slices, they're a little bit rough, and so you want to take some sandpaper. This is a really rough sandpaper. I use the really rough sandpaper first, and then there's a finer sandpaper, and then I use that afterwards. So you should be able to have a really nice smooth surface. It makes it easier when you paint. Then the other thing about the wood slices is everybody likes the wood slices, but then they go and they paint the whole thing, and you can't tell it's a wood slice. So I'm just going to do real quick to show you. The other thing I really like about the wood slices is that you can personalize them. So I have a nephew that really likes Minecraft. And so doing like a little Minecraft, and his favorite color is red. And so I always personalize mine. Somebody else that likes an owl, this was not painted, it's just drawn in there, but their favorite color is blue. And you'll notice that this one has a little hole in it. I did drill a hole in it to be able to put a string through it. But you don't have to. You can go and put your ribbon and put some hot glue and make it hang like that. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. So I'm going to just show you real quick what I mean about leaving the little bit of the brown area. So when you're painting this, always brace your hand if you have trouble really trying to keep still. You want to leave a little bit of space in there. See on these, there's a little bit of brown in there, and that way the people can really appreciate the wood slice itself. I've done whole scenes on these, midnight scenes, sunrises, all kinds of things, depending on what people really like. I try to be real sneaky and ask people, oh, what's your favorite color or whatever, way earlier in the year so they don't know that I'm going to surprise them with a wood slice. So you see how I'm filling it in real carefully on the edge. When you want to do something straight, you take your paintbrush and you kind of brush it along the side there, and that will keep it from going outside. So once you have this done, let it dry, and there's different ways that you can do this. If you're good at freehand, I did this little heart freehand, but if you're not good at freehand, you can do it on another piece of paper and then transfer it on. You could draw your heart, you could cut it out, you could put it on here, and you can trace it. So depending on what people want, like if they want a soccer ball, then you can draw a soccer ball on another piece of paper and then transfer it on. But you want to leave that little bit right here. So it's really cool, easy, nice Christmas project that you can do from a piece of wood that you probably would have thrown away. So I hope that you like this project. I hope you are able to create lots and lots of nice, beautiful ornaments for your Christmas tree. And again, you can put in the back what year it was. So I hope you enjoyed today's project, the wood slice ornaments. I know I love to do these and give them away. And what I do is just whoever I feel like really needs one this year, I send it over to them. So I am signing off today. I hope you guys have a Merry, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.